So tomorrow is my Cancerversary. So I'm just so excited to be alive. I mean, it's really simple. I'm just happy to be here today, and I'm happy to be where I am at today, and that is cancer free. That is doing pretty well considering everything I've been through. You know, I had a diagnosis last August of 2015 at just 25 years old. I had IVF treatment. I had a port put in. Which is the way that they gave me chemotherapy. So it's right in here, support. It's kind of hard to see, but there's like a bump here, and then I have the scar right here, the scar right here. So they put that port in. It's connected to some major veins in your body, and that's how they are able to give you chemotherapy, which is a lot better if you're going to be having a lot of chemo. It's a lot better than putting it in through your arms, which can really, really damage those veins. And so this is just a better way to do it. So I had a port put in. Had 16 rounds of chemotherapy with drugs called carbo, Taxol, AC. I took pills that were called PARP inhibitors. I had lots of steroids in me. I had lots of anti-nausea medicines in me. I took some anxiety pills every once in a while. You know, I had all these medications handy. And I had a lumpectomy in March, and then I started radiation, which I had 33 rounds, and so I finished everything in June, and my family threw me a wonderful party when I was all done with everything, a punch fear in the face party. But if I back it up a little bit, I just wanted to tell you guys a few things. So the first thing is my story isn't my story without talking about my dad. And so my dad was actually the first person, you know, my husband and I told I might have cancer. And I just remember the day I told him, he got down on his knees. Literally, he took a pillow. He took one of these pillows from the couch and put it on the floor. And he got down on his knees and he took my hands and he prayed. And that will forever be in my head. And that will forever be a beautiful moment, you know, in the midst of darkness, in the midst of sadness, in the midst of tears. There's always beauty, and it's hard to see it sometimes. It really is, but I believe in silver linings, and that was a silver lining that day. And I may have not realized how beautiful that moment was at that moment, but I realized it today. And so after I was diagnosed, my dad unfortunately was diagnosed with cancer. He was diagnosed with liver cancer, and it was really hard. I lost my dad in February. And, you know, throughout this whole time, people are like, how are you smiling? How are you coming to work? How are you doing you, right? How? With everything that's happening, how do you have the strength? And the one thing I just wanted to really, really point out and to say is that I could not have done this alone. I needed my family. I needed my husband. I needed everyone's support. But most of all, number one is I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. So I got so much strength from Jesus. I mean, I would just pray. And even when I couldn't pray, I had people praying for me. I had people I didn't even know praying for me. And people would just tell me, oh, we told my church or a small group or whatever it was. And I am so incredibly thankful for that. And I really strongly believe that those prayers got my family through some dark times. And that God gave me strength. He gave me strength I could have never found on my own. I really don't know how people get through similar situations without God. God has just blessed me so much. And I don't understand. I will never understand why I had to go through everything I went through, and why I had so much loss. But I just have to have faith and hope in the future. And I remember there being a moment where I felt like I had no hope, and it was around the same time, you know, I had been planning to open up my online store for cancer fighters for a long time. And I just remember already picking out the name Hope 25, and I just remember, how can I open up a store? How can I have a store called Hope 25 when I have no hope? And I just remember crying that one night. And then the next, I don't even remember, day, month, whatever it was, I just realized that hope has never left me. And I think I've always had a little bit of it inside. And maybe I lost it for a day or two, but um, I believe that I have a reason to be here. Like, there is a reason I'm here today. And and so, yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to figure everything out. But my store has been open for a few months, and it's been doing, people are like, oh, how's it doing? And I don't really know how to answer that, because I wish I could be having more sales. But what I do know is that every time I'm down and every time I'm like, I only have this many followers on Instagram, which I know sounds really silly, but it's something, a small business owner looks at, because that's like the biggest way of marketing myself, right? And so when I think these things, all of a sudden, I try to pray about it. Like, God, please help me. Because I'm thinking about the wrong things. And then I will get like a message, right, through Instagram, or if I sell something on Etsy, because I'm on Etsy as well. So on Etsy, or just in my personal email, or whatever it is, I'll get like a message from someone saying, thank you. Thank you for having this shop. Like, thank you for encouraging me. Or I've had someone the other day who was telling me, I'm afraid I have cancer. What do I do? And so I'm just really thankful for this opportunity to be able to talk to other people, and to just let them know that, like, the biggest thing is, like, that you're not alone. You're not alone in the battles you face. I know that having cancer, or going through an illness, or losing someone, like, that feels very lonely and isolating sometimes. But just know that you're not alone. You're not alone in the battles you face. You're loved, and if no one else, God is the one who loves you, and He can get you through. He can get you through anything. Um, so I'm just trying to use my story as a way to encourage and to uplift people, and just to let them know you're not alone. Let them know that my story, because someone might need to know. Someone said recently, you never know. You never know who needs to hear your testimony, so share your story. And that really touched me, because it's true. It's true. And that day I heard a few other people's testimonies, and even hearing my own. So funny, not really funny, but a true story. My mom and I went to the YMCA, because Live Strong has a program for cancer survivors. It's a workout program you can go to for free, and get a 3-month membership at the Y for free. And so we had a graduation, and so I couldn't even get through my own story. I couldn't say it out loud, because, like I said, my story isn't my story without talking about my dad. And so I know that I haven't gone into much depth here right now, but I went into, like, no details that day. I just couldn't get through it without crying. And my mom jumped in, and it was just really cute. And she was just saying, like, how I'm a photographer, and how I have the store, and how I give back, and all these things. And it was just really um, good to know that I'm doing something, and that I'm making a difference, because I think we could lose sight of that, or I could lose sight of that for sure. And so one of the things I did with my store recently was I went to Northwestern Hospital, and I gave away necklaces. And so I know that there's, like, official blog posts I'll be writing about this, but to briefly talk about it, if I could just help one person, then, like, I'm a success, right? And so I went in, and I talked to 2 people that really just left an impression on my heart. So one person was already, like, halfway, I believe, through chemo and everything. And her dad just kept asking me a lot of questions, and detailed questions, almost like, how did you feel after radiation? Like, what was that like? Did you have to go every day? Like, he asked a lot of questions. And later on, my brother was saying, like, it's almost like he was saying, like, what is it really like? Like, can you give me hope? Like, that kind of thing. And I was able to stand there, right? My hair is growing back, guys. Look at this. Look, my hair is growing back. And so I was able to be like, well, I finished all treatment in June, chemo in February, and look, like, I'm cancer free now. I'm doing really well. And there was another lady who, it was her first day of treatment, and I want to say she had ovarian cancer, and it was her first day of treatment, and chemo. And she was saying how she kind of struggled the night before, and she was just praying and praying to God. And I was able to give her the gift of a necklace that comes with a prayer that says "punch her in the face," to remind them to keep on keep on fighting, right? And so she just really kind of touched me, and I asked her, hey, like, can we pray for you? And so she said, yeah. And so we gathered around a circle. Joe was there, my brother was there. I asked Joe to lead us in prayer, and we were able to pray for her. And so that was just like a really beautiful moment. I really, really hope that, and if you want to pray for her, it was Blanca. And so I really hope that God is just really present in her life and gives her the peace and strength that He has given me. And so the last thing I just want to talk about really quick, because I'm kind of just like rambling, is I just want to thank everybody. Thank everybody for reading this blog. Thank everybody for being there for me, whether it was physically, whether it was through prayers, whether you sent me a gift. Doesn't matter how big or how small. Like, thank you. The one thing, if you know somebody who's been diagnosed with cancer, please, the one thing that they need is your support. And I do thank people for like texting me and things, but like, if you're like a friend and if you're a family member and you're close, right? Like distant people, like, that's fine. I love text messages. But if you're really close to me, then like, I just want to urge you, if you know somebody, like, go visit them, go text them, not just once but a lot, right? If they're young, especially. Like, I don't really like talking on the phone that much, but like, if you text me a lot and like try to like constantly check in on me, constantly pray for me, like, I see that and I remember that, and I thank you. And I thank you so much for those of you who have done that. Like, thank you for your friendship. Thank you for being a good family member. Thank you for praying for me and loving me. I needed that, and I still need that. So I just thank you. So again, if you know somebody with cancer who's just been diagnosed, like, go visit them, go bless them, go pray for them, and keep up with them, because I've had people not really keep up with me, but I really appreciate those that do, and those who don't really know me, who have given me gifts, like, thank you. Like, that really blows me away. If you don't really know me and you give me something, I'm just like, oh my gosh. I think one of my love languages is gifts. So I encourage you to send somebody a gift if they're hurting, if they're just been diagnosed, if they lost somebody, like, if they've just been diagnosed with cancer, I encourage you to go to hope25.com, right? But if they just lost somebody, then I encourage you to go to Bottle of Tears. So somebody a friend had given me a gift from Bottle of Tears, and it was like the sweetest gift ever. It comes with a really, really beautiful Bible verse, and I actually have it at my mom's house right now, up there. You can see it right there. But it's a beautiful, beautiful gift. And it helps somebody who is struggling with lupus. So it's a beautiful gift. Anyways, and so for everybody who is close to me, who has loved me, who's been there for me, my brother, my sister-in-law, my niece even, like, thank you guys. My mom, like you're my rock. You and Joe are like my rocks. So I thank you both for your love and your support. And I'm getting all emotional. And for my cousins, like, thank you. Thank you for loving me, being with me, following up with me. And I know Rita and Sue were like forcing me to drink Gatorade. And during my last, after my dad passed, like, we spent a lot of time together specifically, and they just like forced me to drink Gatorade because I couldn't really eat, and they were worried about me, and I was told I was very pale during that time. So thank you for making me eat and just loving me and caring for me and throwing me punch fear in the face party and writing me poems and opening up your salon and just hugging me and taking me out to lunch after chemo, for going to chemo. Like, anybody who's ever taken me to chemo, like, thank you. Anybody, like I said, who's ever given me a gift, no matter how big or how small, like, it's right here. Like, I remember it. Thank you. Thank you. This video was like way too long, but and I think I'm done, but I just wanted to say thank you for the past year, for everything you've done. I appreciate it. And go visit my shop, hope25.com. Shameless plug. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Know that God is with you. Know that you are loved. Know that you are not alone. That's like the biggest message I want to